don't go into other rooms anymore. There's too much shit that goes on. People get hurt.
Exactly.
For Christ's sake. Laura, are you still there? Please.
If you want to give him my email, it's Laura...
Oh, for fuck's sake! You don't have to talk if you don't want to. Just come in and you'll see. If it gets too much, you can always get out. We'll be right there with you.
But who are you? How do I know I can trust you?
When I was at school, I started a maths club with the Brainiacs. I've never so much as looked at a book. There's nothing I want more than to get out of this hideous body, to be able to forget the difference between common and local logarithms, to be able to surprise myself. Last night, I had a dream, and I swear to God I experienced my first orgasm. And now, in looking back over the details of the dream, all I can remember is Stephen Hawking asking me to change his batteries. Believe me, Laura, I'm a trustworthy person. You can trust me. What we all need to do here is get off our asses and try and fucking do something. Are you there?
There's a moment you know you're fucked. Not an inch more room to self-destruct.
No more moves, oh yeah. The dead end zone. Man, you just can't call your soul your own.
And the thing that makes you really jump is that the weirdest shit is still to come.
You can ask yourself, hey, what have I done? You're just a fly in the little guy that they kill for fun.
Man, you're fucked if you just freeze up. Can't do that thing that keeping still.
And you're fucked if you speak your mind. And you know you will.
Yeah, you're fucked alright, and all for spite. You can kiss your sorry ass goodbye. Totally fucked, will they mess you up? Well, you know they're gonna try. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
As little babies, you can't do anything wrong, can you? You're bloody perfect. All you do is eat, shit, laugh, cry, sleep. You don't sleep, but you're loved. And I suppose you're loved because your parents have this blank page, don't they? And all their hopes and dreams can be projected onto this beautiful little block.
And the little block can't disappoint because it's just a beautiful little block. But that only lasts for a few months and then bang.
Suddenly, block's a little too hungry, a little too loud, and a little less beautiful.
And then it's a toddler and its character is forming. And it's only right to be a bit more critical now that it's a toddler. Too quiet, too shy, too aggressive, can't stop eating, a little too cranky.
Blah, 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 blah.
Before you know it, the toddler's 10 years old, and let's say that another baby is born.
Oh, typical.
The 10-year-old is now this big mouth to feed, this ever-growing child who causes worry, disappointment, and sucks your money. The parents' hopes are already on the next floor because at 10 years of age, a person is made, a character is developed.
The damage is done.
It certainly was with me.
So imagine what a teenager is to its parents if a 10-year-old needs latching.
Well, you're not an adult, not a child.
Not a girl, not yet a woman.
Oh, Eva, please.
Brittany speaks the truth.
A teenager is a sub-person.
Not that Brittany is a sub-person.
This hormonal mess of boy, man, girl, woman, it's like we're about experiment.
So true.
If God had really thought things through, we'd be babies born on a Monday and fully grown adults on a Tuesday, because everything else in between is a long list of fumblings, mistakes, and bad skin.
Oh, bad skin.
The teenage years.
And the voice we have.
What voice?
Any voice that isn't shaped by some shit children's writer or some draining pop star. If we do have an original thought, it's just thrown aside because the adults who have lived through these years just see them as some big embarrassing joke. They just, oh,
It's not that we're misunderstood or not understood at all.
no.
They understand us completely because they've lived through these years and see it as their right.
As their adult duty.
To patronise us with words. Whatever you're going through, you'll get through it.
Now clean that bloody bedroom, bitch.
Your mother would use bitch.
By 15, you realise that the individual doesn't mean shit. And teenagers are just seen as some big embarrassing joke. But when you allow yourself to be summed up that simply, from 15 onwards you will live your life in these different phases. You will be placed into different boxes until they place you in your final box and shove you in the ground, guaranteed. Only a few teenagers make a statement. Only a few brave souls make a stand. Teenagers like you, Jim.
Like me.
I was thinking that maybe Jim's depression allows him to see things clearer than us. He's been rejected by his family and friends, so that maybe his isolation represents the average teenager's plight. It's like he's expressing important issues in a creative way. It's poetry. It's a metaphor, Eva.
It's quite brilliant, Jim.
But you know, Jim, maybe the more public you make it, the more of a statement you'll be making.
It's an excellent idea.
How do you mean?
Imagine all those forgotten teenagers you'd be speaking for. If you killed yourself publicly, you'd be a hero, a legend.
Very brave. Very romantic. Sexy even.
I don't think I'm ready for that.
Maybe show it over the internet. Would it be easier in your bedroom?
Well, I guess. I mean, I'm normally alone. And over the past few weeks, I have not wanted to be going outside. It's better I do it here.
It sort of seems right that he remains alone.
Well, it's stronger, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can you get a webcam to broadcast it?
My brother Johnson has one.
Perfect.
But, of course, he'd kill me if he found me using it.
Well, we wouldn't want that happening now, would we?
It sort of stills your thunder.
Yeah.
Jim, this is Laura.
And who are you?
She's coming with us.
I've spoken to Jim before we know each other.
You're a friend of his?
Why exactly are you harassing him like this?
We're here for Jim. Do you know what state he's in?
I know he's not been feeling very well.
What?
He hasn't been feeling too good about himself. He feels lonely and detached.
He's suicidal. He's ready to take his life.
Which is exactly what you want.
Oh, piss off, Jack!
You're talking to him like there's no options.
We're his friends.
No!
We didn't abandon him like you two. He came to us looking for advice, and we've been making things clear for him.
You're making it out that suicide is some romantic gesture. Like, one 15-year-old's death is going to be upheld by other 15-year-olds and celebrated for something. Celebrated by all those trapped average teenagers. If you think of yourself as some blob that's been moulded and set on a set pattern through life, if you think that, it will happen.
It will happen. Choices are made and choices will be made in which you have no control. Your life is set.
That's shit. Every moment in life there's possibility.
You bitch!
The statement being made is yours. But what are you saying, William? That you've got all the power? That just because you're capable of talking a vulnerable person into a corner where they might kill themselves. This is some big comedy to you two, right? A joke. Because Jim's faceless to you. It's like you're just going to read it in a book of something. When you see, because you don't have to see a dead body. It's easier than murder, isn't it, William? But in these rooms, words are power, and you and that bitch have all the right words.
Eva, come on!
Fuck this!
You've tried to kill yourself before, haven't you? I'm not going to let Jim be lectured by some whinging coward like you. Some new age, happy-clappy princess. Jim has real problems.
This isn't some competition about who's the most sad here, you dick! And if you need to know, I did try to kill myself. I did slit my wrists, but it did come from a very real place. And I'm happy I'm alive. And yes, some days they're better than others, and the future terrifies me. But I'm ready for the struggle. I actually love the struggle. I like it a lot more than being dead and buried in the ground and watching over my friends and family who I've torn apart. Stay alive and they can help me. There is always a life.
You're one of those sad girls who just hangs out in suicide chat rooms, aren't you? Who just sits there like some black hole, all silent and dumb, soaking up the sad stories, wallowing in other people's pain. What statement are you making, bitch? You talk about a life of possibilities, choice, love, happiness, but I bet you'd love nothing more than a world of sad, morose 15-year-olds draining on about their pathetic lives. So why not support those who want to kill themselves? Why not allow them to do it? They're like the front line, aren't they? The public face of our gloom, printed on the newspapers and shown on the telly. They need our support to do the brave thing, to do the decent thing, to get rid of the chaff and make a true revolutionary teenager. So do the decent thing, you worthless cat. Next time, don't cry out to Mummy and Daddy. Just do it.
Fuck this! I can't deal with this anymore. 5 of us from the same area. Tomorrow at McDonald's in the High Street. I want you to be there because I can't do it in my bedroom anymore. I might do it quietly, but I want you to see me do it.
Jim, I'm still here if you...
Look! I don't think I can deal with any more of this. Let's finish this.
It's funny, but I slept well. Probably the best sleep I've had in months. I left the house with my bag full of stuff, and there was no one there. My mother was working her shift in the petrol station, and my brothers were at an American wrestling thing that was happening at Earls Court. I got the bus, and there was this man, with his young son, which got me thinking about me and my dad, and the zoo, and the cowboy outfit, and all that seemed appropriate that I would see typical. On the bus, I started to think about all those thousands of teenagers killed themselves every year. Some of them would be killing themselves right now in England, while a number of others would have planned it all out. And a lot of them are doing it because they really are very ill. And some are doing it because they're alone. Or maybe they're sad because someone hurt them somehow. There are so many reasons to do it. And I started thinking about all the families and friends who are left behind and they're great, I must eat them up. It's all so quiet and violent. I got off the bus and walked through the streets. I imagined all of those ghosts of those dead teenagers looking at me. And what were they thinking? What would they say to me? It's like they all follow me down the high street and into McDonald's. And they watch me buy some chicken nuggets and a Coke and find a table. And the angels see me take out my camera. In this room, the angels are waiting for me. And I don't see myself as anything other than me. I told them that what I'm about to do is making a big statement for speaking out for millions of teenagers. I'm alone. I gave the camera to this boy to hold. I turned to point it at me from the table. There's no question, but I've been very sad about things. And I'm probably like thousands of teenagers who get depressed. It's almost enough for me to know that someone is there for me, and someone is listening. I had to do something for me. I had to grow up fast when my father left, and it's simple as that. And I really miss him. I can't understand where he's gone. Something that simple can mess you up for a long time.